When I say bring him, you say back. Ready? Bring him. Back. Bring him. Back. Bring him. Back. That's incredible. All righty. So it is my pleasure to start with our first speaker. She serves as Andry's attorney and is also with the Immigrant Defenders Law Center. Please welcome Lindsay Kozlowski.
Hi, everybody. It brings me so much joy to see all of you here rallying for Andry. I want to start by saying thank you to the entire team at HRC, at Vote Save America, at Crooked, at The Bulwark. This is truly incredible, and we're so grateful for shining a light on his story. It has been 83 days since Andry Hernández Romero was disappeared by the Trump administration. Andry is a son, a brother. He's an actor, a makeup artist. He is a gay man who fled Venezuela because it was not safe for him to live as his authentic self there. He's a dedicated member of a theater troupe that he has been in since he was 7 years old. He's been both a contestant and a makeup artist for pageants. He is someone who put nothing but beauty and light into this world, and he would have loved to be here at World Pride with all of us. Andry fled persecution in Venezuela and came to the U.S. to seek protection. He has no criminal history. He is not a member of the Tren de Aragua gang. Yet because of his crown tattoos, we believe at this moment that he sits in a torture prison, a gulag in El Salvador. I say we believe because we have not had any proof of life for him since the day he was put on a U.S. government-funded plane and forcibly disappeared to El Salvador. Andry is not alone. He is one of more than 235 men who were disappeared and rendered to CECOT in El Salvador with no due process. Many of them, like Andry, were in the middle of their asylum cases. They were denied their day in court in an attempt to erase their very existence. They were sent to suffer in a prison that officials in El Salvador have bragged that people only leave in a coffin. Every day that Andry remains in that prison is another day that his mom is left wondering if she will ever see her son again. As I look out at all of you gathered here, rallying for Andry, despite the odds that are against us, I still feel hopeful. I know that the only fight that we lose is the one we give up on, and we will not stop fighting for Andry, and I know neither will you. I hope and pray that one day we will be able to show him how many people in so many different ways fought for his safety and freedom. We have received at IMDEF letters, emails, calls from people around the world whose hearts have been touched by his plight. So many people see themselves in Andry. And as we fight for Andry, as we fight for his return, we cannot forget that if this can happen to him, it can happen to you, it can happen to me, it can happen to any one of us. His fight is a fight for the future of the democracy that we want to live in. Andry's fight is one that none of us can afford to lose. So my call to action today, tell his story. Don't let the Trump administration erase Andry. Call your elected officials, demand action, go to their town halls, hold them accountable. Visit freeandry.org to download our toolkits and get scripts to help you do this. If we do the hard work together to fight for his freedom, my hope is that next year, Andry will be here at Pride alongside all of us. Thank you.
Give it up for Lindsay, everybody. It is now my honor to introduce John Lovett from Vote Save America and Crooked Media.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming out. I'll be brief. I've never done that before, but I'll try. we all heard what Lindsay had to say. There's not much more to say about this. We are all here because we understand what's at stake. You know, we hear this all the time. It's like a cliche, like this is not who we are. I find it a very annoying thing when people say that because it is if we let it. What we're seeing right now is Donald Trump and Stephen Miller and all of these people trying to see who we are, trying to decide who we are. And the question is, will it be defined by what they tell us, or will it be defined by what we tell them? I think we were all on our heels for a while, felt like that. It felt like they were on the ascent, and it felt like Democrats were caught flat-footed, felt like our country was caught flat-footed. But I feel more inspired by what I've seen every day since, as we've picked ourselves up and figured out how to fight back. Donald Trump thrives on weakness. He thrives on people who are afraid to fight. He's a bully. He takes advantage of people. And when people give, he takes more. And what we have to remember over the next couple years is Donald Trump's going to win some fights and he's going to lose some fights. But every inch we lose is an inch we won't get back. Earlier today, we found out that they are sending Kilmar Abrego Garcia back to the United States. And they're going to try to say it proves whatever bullshit they've been saying. But what that tells us is two things. One, it means the pressure matters. They can pretend they're immune to politics and democracy. They are not. That's one. And two, they can send people back anytime they want. They can bring Andry back anytime they fucking want. Kristi Noem, a mother, is asked to give proof of life. That's it. Proof of life that Andry, this innocent person who'd only touched the immigration system because he followed the rules, is alive. And she wouldn't do it. That's their cruelty. That's their callousness. They think that's who we are. I don't agree. And it's up to us now, day by day, week after week. Donald Trump is relentless. We have to be just as relentless. We are going to decide what America is, not them. So thank you all for coming out. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you for staying engaged. Thank you for not giving up, because they want us to throw in the towel. They want us to think what we do doesn't matter. It's not true. We can fight and we can win. So thank you all so much. And I'll turn it back over. Thank you. Love that. Look at this. I love this. Oh, sorry. I love this eagle shirt. Look at this thing. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it. These colors don't run. What colors? Our colors. Okay.
There we go. Can everyone say these colors don't run? Awesome. Our next speaker is the Human Rights Campaign's new Senior Vice President of Campaigns and Communication, Jonathan Lovitz. Here he is.
Happy Pride! Let me hear you say it, Happy Pride! Thousands of community members and allies are here with us in DC to celebrate World Pride and the power and the progress that we have made, but at least one of our beloved family members is missing, Andry Hernández Romero. He should be here. Bring him back! Andry is a 32-year-old makeup artist and an actor. He's a vibrant soul who made the world beautiful just by being in it. You heard that in 2024, he fled Venezuela, not for opportunity, not for handouts, for survival. He was beaten, he was abused, and he was targeted for being an outspoken gay man. That was his crime. And like so many before him, Andry came to the U.S. seeking safety. He followed the rules. He filed for asylum. He did everything right. But just before his hearing, a judge granted DHS's motion to terminate the case. No hearing, no justice, just vanished. That is cruelty. That is cowardice. And it is the product of a broken and weaponized system, one that treats human dignity like a paperwork error. And are we going to stand for it? No! Our Constitution does not say due process only for citizens. It does not say only for the lucky. And it certainly does not say only for the white, the straight, and the tattoo-free. It says that all people deserve justice. His story is not just one isolated case. It's a warning. A system that can fail Andry can fail all of us. Justice is not automatic. It must be defended, it must be demanded, and it must never be taken for granted. Now is our time to rise up. Because if Andry isn't safe, none of us are. Not immigrants, not asylum seekers, not gay or trans people, not any of us. That is why HRC is here today with our partners at Vote Save America, Immigrant Defenders Law Center, and others who all say one thing: we need justice. We need to bring Andry back. We are demanding justice, not just for him, but for everyone who deserves the right to live free. And I know it is easy to feel powerless. But as Pride teaches us, there is infinite power when we are together. And are we unified and together to bring Andry home? So what can you do right now to feel that power? Scan the QR codes on the postcards you received from the HRC to join the call to bring Andry back. If you've got your phone, who's got your phone? Pull it out and text JOIN to 472472. That's 472472 to join the HRC and help us fight for equality, safety, and freedom. You heard, and apparently John Lovett loves the shirt, so you got to get on board. The message for Pride is loud and clear. These colors don't run. Let me hear you say it. These colors don't run. For Andry and for anyone else who might find themselves in the crosshairs of injustice, we rise louder, we shine brighter, and we stand stronger. You are a part of the HRC and greater community family now. Over 3.6 million members who are fighting for exactly what it says under that scaffold. Don't let it hide the truth from you. Up there it says, equal justice under the law, and we will accept nothing less. So we're not backing down. We are not going anywhere because these colors, they what? They don't run. And they're shining brighter than ever for Andry and for all of us who need that reminder. So let's get out there, let's fight, and let's most importantly, bring Andry back. Thank you and happy Pride.
These colors? All righty. Next, I have the privilege of introducing Tim Muller from The Bulwark.
Hey, babe, thanks so much. Nice cutoff. Following up John Lovett and John Lovitz is tough, but I'm going to do my best. Appreciate y'all coming out here tonight. You could be pre-gaming, but this stuff is really important. And I want to talk about why it's important. There's so much horrible shit going on in the world. There's genocides, there's bombings, there's scams. Why should you care about this with all those things that are out there? And I want to tell you why. It's because we did this to Andry. I mean, not literally us. None of us here voted for this, but we, the United States government, did this to Andry. Not some crooked cop or some corporation or some foreign country. We did it. And so it is up to us to get him back. It is up to us to free him because the U.S. is a government still, for this moment, of, by, and for the people. And so it is up to us to do everything we can to bring him back, and it's up to these folks in the rows behind me to defend the Constitution where all persons get due process. All persons, not just some persons. We don't get to take away due process from persons that the little Goebbels in the White House doesn't like because they're brown or because they got tattoos or because they're gay or whatever. Everybody gets due process under the law, and it's up to us to fight for it. I want to just talk about Andry for a second because Andry is a human. He's a person with a soul. I don't know if any of you have been to his Instagram page. You can scroll through that page and see it. You can look at his smile. You can see that he's a real person. Donald Trump wants to dehumanize these folks. He wants to say that they are vermin, that they're gangsters, that they're gangbangers, that they're thugs, that they're bringing fentanyl into the country. And he wants people to not care about them. And he's making a bet that the American people won't care about them because that he will have convinced them that they are less than human. But he's wrong about that. He's wrong about that. We cannot be made to be afraid. The makeup artists for Venezuelans from Venezuela are not the ones coming for us, okay? They are not. It's the fucking jackbooted thugs taking people off the streets because they're tattoos and sending them to a foreign concentration camp that we should be afraid of. So we have to stand up to them and say no. And so I want you to go back to Andry's Instagram page. I scrolled through it. It's a fucking tough scroll, to be honest, thinking about this nightmare that we put him through. But there's one caption that he wrote on one story, and he said this: always give more than what's expected of you, because 80% of success is simply persistence. So do not be afraid of failure. Be afraid of not trying. It's our time to give more than what's expected of us in this case. We should call our representatives. We should march in the street. We should tell these folks behind him that they have to give him his rights, that they have to free Andry, donate to Immigrant Defenders, and we have to do everything we can to free him. We cannot be afraid of trying. I appreciate you all coming out here today. Let's free Andry. Thank you so much. Wrong guy.
Back again. All right, everybody. It is my immense pleasure to introduce a true icon for the LGBTQ community, Congressman Mark Takano.
Thank you. Can I put this in here? Is that possible? Let's go the other way. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for having me and the organizers. I had to include one politician in the speaking lineup, and so I'll try to keep this brief and to the point. So my name is Mark Takano. I was the first openly gay person of color elected to Congress. Thank you. My staffers always cringe when I tell crowds that I'm the OG, the original Gaysian. But it truly is an honor to be a proud gay man surrounded by so many other queer people during Pride Month. And we remember that Pride Month began as a protest, and how appropriate that we are here in a protest for something very, very important. This is a time when we celebrate visibility, equality, and the power of standing up for one another. Because when we say no one is free until everyone is free, we mean it. So tonight we're here for Andry. Andry, as Tim said, is not a threat. He is not a case number. He is a person, a neighbor, a loved one, and now he is a political prisoner, denied basic rights under a law that should have stayed buried in the past. I know this firsthand. The Alien Enemies Act was once used along with other evil laws to imprison my own parents and grandparents during World War II. Their only crime being Japanese American. No charges, no trial, just locked up and stripped of their dignity. And the trauma didn't end when the war did. It echoed through my family for generations. And now we see it happening again. The same fear, the same injustice, repackaged and rebranded, but just as cruel. Let's be crystal clear. This isn't about safety. It's about scapegoating. It's about stripping people like Andry of their rights because of where they were born, not who they are. And we've seen where that road leads. So tonight, we're here to say, free Andry. Free Andry. Free Andry. Free Andry. Free Andry. And on Wednesday night, a federal judge agreed with us. He ruled that Andry's rights and the rights of almost 240 other men arrested and deported to CECOT in El Salvador were violated by the Trump administration. The judge ordered the Trump administration to present a plan to restore Andry's rights to due process and habeas corpus by next Wednesday. The court was clear. Andry has rights, and they must be respected. And today, we also raise our voices as we demand due process. We demand dignity, and as we demand Andry's release, not someday, but now. Recently, I stood on the floor of the House of Representatives next to a poster that said, "Free Andry," calling on my colleagues and the American people to see his humanity, hear his story, and to act. But we must go further and finally repeal the Alien Enemies Act once and for all. Pride Month teaches us that silence is complicity and that none of us gets to sit this out. Whether you're fighting for queer rights, immigrant rights, racial justice, or the simple right to exist in peace, our movements are stronger when we stand together. So let's keep organizing, keep showing up, keep lifting our voices until the people in power have no choice but to listen. Let's free Andry, let's repeal the law that put him in a cell, and let's make sure the next time a young person asks, "Could this happen to me?" our answer is an unwavering, unapologetic no. Let's build a country where no one vanishes into the system just because of where they're born, how they pray, or who they love. A country where compassion is policy, where dignity is non-negotiable, and where justice is not just an abstract idea, but something real. Thank you. Happy Pride, everyone. Thank you.
Give it up for Rep. Takano. All righty, next up we have Sarah Longwell from the Bulwark.
What's up, my lesbians? Some of you, please. Can I hold this? It's fine. Whatever. I'll stand like this. Hey, look, I don't know if you guys know the Bulwark or if, it's a thing that's familiar to you. Oh, yeah, great. Okay, so we've been the Never Trumpers now for, almost 10 years, because this national nightmare has been going on for quite some time. And people have been asking us, because the Bulwark has been very focused on what is happening with these disappearing of immigrants and deportations that look more like kidnappings. They're like, I'm surprised you former Republicans are all over this the way that you are. But I actually want you to understand something, that the Republican Party that we grew up in understood that immigrants added tremendous value to our country. Ronald Reagan used to say, he had this great line, he would say, you could move to Japan, but you'd never be Japanese. You could move to France, and you'd never be French. But if you had freedom in your heart and you wanted to follow our laws, anybody can come to America from anywhere and become an American. And they took that as a sign of America's greatness, that people wanted to come here. That was what made us great. And so, look, obviously the Republican Party has abandoned that. But the other thing we were raised on as young conservatives was fidelity to the Constitution, was a belief in the rule of law and due process and equal treatment. Those things mattered to Republicans and conservatives at one point, not because they're strictly conservative values, but because they were always taken on faith that they were American values that we all agreed on. And so what I want from us, and one of the things we do try and do at the Bulwark, is to remind Republicans that they're Americans first, and that the values that this country was founded on, they still have to abide by. And so our job is to remind them every day of what those values are, so that they can't forget. And that's what, when we do that, it's by not forgetting about people like Andry. It's about reminding them every day, because deep down inside of them, they know it's wrong. They know it's wrong. And we should never let them forget what they're doing, because if they want to say they're pro-life, we're going to make them prove it. Thank you.
Sarah's always right. All right. And then to close us out today, it is my pleasure to introduce the Human Rights Campaign, Brandon Wolf.
What's up, everybody? Happy Pride. That was weak. Happy Pride. And pride is a what? I said pride is a what? Make no mistake that pride is, always has been, and always will be a protest. Pride is an acknowledgement of the grit and resilience of our ancestors who fought through incredible odds to make progress in this country. And it is a declaration of our present and our future. It is a declaration to all those who oppose freedom and justice for all, like Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and Elon Musk. Our declaration is we do not and will never cower to bullies. This country is a tapestry, a collection of unique stories, woven together with our belief that everyone deserves to be safe, that everyone deserves to be valued. We are bound together by our belief that everyone deserves the chance to be free. Andry deserves those things too. He deserves safety. He deserves to be valued. He deserves to be free. He deserves to be here right now celebrating Pride alongside us. But unfortunately, as you've heard, he and so many others, countless others, people who have hopes and dreams, people who want to start a business, want to build a family, want to get a good education, people who came here for a better life are being used as pawns by an out-of-control, toxic administration that is hell-bent on shredding our Constitution and laying waste to everything that actually makes this country great. They spread chaos. They sow fear. They try to terrorize us into giving up. You see, folks like Donald Trump, they thrive on this sense of inevitability, a sense of invincibility. They want us to feel powerless. They want us to feel like our resistance is futile. But I have a message for them. Underestimate this community at your own risk. Underestimate us at your own risk because we earned the power we have. We earned it by fighting through the darkest of days, by turning incredible hurdles into unthinkable progress. We learned how to resist when all the odds felt like they were stacked against us. We etched that resistance into our DNA. So underestimate us at your own risk because our determination is not naive, it's our superpower, and we know it. And I want everyone in the building behind us and the building behind me to hear this loud and clear. This country does not and will never have a king. We will not allow it. So as we gather here today, if you're still asking yourself, what can I do in this moment? With democracy in turmoil, with hate on parade, what can I do? And the answer is in your hands. You can take action for Andry right now. You can tell them to bring Andry home right now. You can make clear to the leaders in this country that the answer to us, not the other way around. The answer is in your hands. Fighting back against Donald Trump is going to take a million little acts of courage. It's going to take every single one of us standing up and doing just a little bit more in the fight for justice and freedom. Every action matters. Every single one of your voices is needed now more than ever. And to the bullies in the White House, if you didn't hear us the first time, so long as Andry and so many others are in harm's way, we will not rest. You can expect us. Expect us not to wait for justice to come, but to come fighting for it. Expect us not to run away, but to stand tall and refuse to back down. Expect our defiant hope, our resilient joy, our contagious courage, because as everyone has said today, these pride colors, they don't run. We're not going anywhere. We will bring justice for Andry. We will bring him home. We will resist. We will fight back, and we will not rest until we win. So thank you for taking the first step. Take action for Andry and bring him home.
These colors? These colors? All righty, everybody. So I know this is a little bit beating a dead horse, but every single thing that you're holding, there's a QR code. Please take out your phone and scan it. so that we can actually bring Andry home, right? We are going to ask our members of Congress. We are going to call them. We are going to bother them. We are going to chase them until they do that. So I want to say thank you so much for coming today. Make sure you scan those QR codes. Make sure you share this on social media. And have a great day and have a great Pride. Happy Pride.